Alright, it is mango mukbang time. And I'm pretty sure I said that right. Mukbang. I'm having a little bit of a binging here. I've got 6 mangoes. There's a certain somewhere out there on the internet who basically made like a 20-minute video or something just about, you know, people who are eating like 6 mangoes for breakfast, and he's just saying that that's totally binge eating. So here's my binge eating mukbang, eating mangoes. These mangoes are pretty good. Kind of the end of season right now in Thailand, but still really good mangoes. Definitely, it's tough to get good mangoes back in Canada, and mangoes are like one of my favorite fruits. Tough to get good mangoes back in Canada. You can get them, actually, you can get some pretty good mangoes back in Canada. They're going to be way more expensive and hard to come by, but you can get them. Basically, the main thing, like some of you guys might be looking at this bowl of mangoes here, and you might be thinking that it's a lot of fruit, or it's too much fruit. But the thing you got to remember is, like, a lot of people will eat a bowl of cereal this big, you know, for breakfast in the morning, and that cereal is going to be, you know, a lot more dense with, like, I would eat a bowl of cereal like this as well, and that would be this is like a light breakfast here, because this is mostly water. You know, fruit is mostly water. You know, got some fiber, some sugars, vitamins, nutrients, all kinds of good things in fruit. But you know, to eat this for breakfast, this is not even a big, like, I'll probably still be hungry after this, to be quite honest, because I just did a ride this morning. It's already like 10 in the morning, so it's kind of late to be having breakfast. I just had some juice going up the mountain. But yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you think? What do you eat for breakfast? What do you write down below what you eat for breakfast? And if this would be enough for you, would this be too much for you? Mangoes, it's not even that, like, these mangoes are not that big. I'll show you the pits. Actually, better than that, I'll just show you the mango. This is what they look like, you know, compared to my head. Not very big mangoes. It's probably only like, I don't know, call it like 1.5, you know, 150 or 200 calories in one of these. So 6 mangoes, it's like, you know, probably around 1,000 calories. Not even, though. I didn't even think this is 1,000 calories. But they're pretty sweet. Good mangoes. Fruit is definitely the best breakfast food. You know, it's just so fresh and hydrating. I always like to start my day off with fruit if I can. Some people are afraid of fruit because they think that sugar is bad, and therefore fruit is bad because there's sugar in fruit. And, you know, refined sugar is definitely not the best food for you because there's no fiber, there's no water, there's no nutrients in there. But fruit is like the complete package, What other food could you, like, live off? Like, what other category of food could you live off of happily for, like, a very long period of time? Like, there's people who live off fruit for, I know my buddy Ted Carr, he only eats fruit. He's been eating only fruit for, like, 6 years. I think he eats, like, the odd head of romaine lettuce or whatever, and he's in amazing shape. Personally, I don't want to live off of only fruit because I enjoy eating other foods. Like, if you're eating fruit, you know, you could say fruitarianism is restrictive to only eat fruit, but actually there's, you know, if you're living in the right part of the world, you could have so many different varieties of fruit, and you may end up actually eating more variety of food if you restrict yourself to only eating fruit than you would if you're eating whatever the standard diet that you're eating is. You know, a lot of people, they eat the same thing every day. They eat, like, what, cereal for breakfast, you know, probably like some sandwich for lunch or pizza and, you know, burger. Like, they're eating like the same things all the time. But if you only eat fruit, then you could eat way more because you're forced to explore different kinds of fruit. Same thing with vegan food. If you say, okay, I'm going to go vegan, you sort of have to explore a lot of other, you know, foods that maybe you haven't eaten before. So it's not necessarily restrictive to be, you know, trying a new approach to your eating. So what else can I say here about this beautiful mango breakfast? The cost. How much did it cost? Well, these mangoes were 50 baht, which is it's just under $2 US per kilogram, and I bought 2 kilograms. It was 8 mangoes, so this is 6 mangoes. It's basically like a $3 breakfast right here for these mangoes. And $3 would get you maybe one of these mangoes in Canada, or where, you know, on average in Canada. So yeah, definitely it's a lot cheaper to eat fruit in Thailand. That's not to say you can't do it in Canada, but it's going to be a little more expensive, and it'll definitely be hard to find this kind of quality And obviously, you don't have to be a vegan to eat fruit, to enjoy all the amazing fruit here in Thailand or in Southeast Asia or in the tropics in general. Um, but I'll just give you some tips on picking good fruit. A lot of people will look at a mango like this, see it's all spotty, and they would think that it's gone bad or it's overripe. Even a little bit wrinkly. Can you see there the wrinkles? But this mango is like perfectly ripe. You know, it's a little bit soft. You know, when you feel a mango, it should be a little bit soft. You don't want, you know, you don't want to like go to check all the mangoes and like squeeze them and like leave finger marks in them because the, you know, the people who are working at those stalls or own the stalls, they're not going to appreciate that, all the finger marks in their mangoes. But you know, if you're gonna buy some mangoes, you know, pick one of them up. You know, take them in your hand, give them a little squeeze and a little smell, and just see if they've got a little bit of give to it. And you should smell it. Should be fragrant. It should have a good smell, and you can smell right around here. That is generally where I find you get the best scent. Well, you can smell this one all over. And just have a little bit of give, good smell, maybe a few spots. It could have spots, or it could not have spots. Depends on the variety and stuff. But you definitely want to have a good smell and a little bit of give to it if you're going to eat it right there. And when you're going to eat it, you want it to be nice and soft. So you want to look for that when you're getting mangoes. And yeah, I like to, sometimes I just peel them and just rip right into them and make it all messy and whatever. But since I'm doing the video here, I thought it'd be a little bit more polite. Cut them all up, get them into the little things here and eat them with a fork. Maybe you don't want to be a fruitarian for like your whole life or long term or whatever, but I would highly, highly recommend that everybody try doing a week of just fruit, only raw fruit, and try it for a week. Just eating fruit for a week. No cooked food at dinner, not raw till 4, just only fruit for a week, and just see how clear you feel. You know, make sure you're drinking water. Some fruitarians don't drink water, and I don't think that's a very good idea. Personally, I find that it's definitely helpful to drink water. Like I drank a lot of water before having this meal, like a bottle full of water. But just drink water and eat fruit for a week. You know, get enough sleep, get at least like 8 hours a night, you know, 10, 12 hours a night if you feel like you need it. And that is like, and just make sure you eat enough fruit. Make sure you keep track of, you know, your calories just to make sure you're getting enough, because it's really, like you see this is like a large volume of fruit for not that many calories. Like this isn't, I don't know, I don't think this is 1,000 calories. I think it's less than that, but you know what I mean, right? Like there's a lot of water, so you gotta eat more volume to get the same satiation, the same amount of calories. So just keep track, make sure that you're eating enough. Generally, I don't know, for girls, you want to try to eat at least like bare minimum 2,000 to like 2,500. Depends on your weight a lot, but just try to aim for like 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day. And if you can't get there, if you feel like you're totally freaking like just you want to throw up and you're eating too much, then like you don't have to. But just make sure you're eating lots. Eat a lot, because it's easy to just like, oh, I'll have an apple for breakfast and an orange for lunch, and like you'll just like totally lose all your energy and not, you know, you're not getting enough calories. So try to eat tons and tons of fruit for a week. Maybe prepare, buy like a few cases of mangoes and like some bananas and some watermelons and whatever fruits you like. Prepare ahead of time and try eating fruitarian for a week and see how you feel. Some of you guys are watching this right now and you're thinking that I'm just a complete lunatic for saying that, but give it a shot. Make sure the fruit is ripe. You know, like these mangoes, make sure the bananas are nice and soft and sweet. You don't want to be eating unripe fruit. That's no fun. Fruit should taste really, really good. But if you can set yourself up, and if you have maybe a friend who's got some experience, you know, eating, you know, that knows how to eat ripe fruit and can help you out a little bit, then that would be really helpful. But if you're worried about the sustainability of a fruit diet, I can tell you right now, if you eat just fruit for a week, you're not going to die. You'll be fine. In fact, you'll feel amazing if you do it right. If you make sure the fruit is, you know, decent quality, you're drinking water, and you'll probably feel like you want to get out and do a little bit of exercise, do a little bit of fitness, go for some walks, go swimming, go for a jog or whatever. You'll probably feel like you have more energy. Everybody's different, obviously, but it's just crazy that people have this like fruit phobia. You know, they think that fruit is like, don't eat too much fruit, just have like 3 blueberries a day or whatever, and it's a little bit wacko. Obviously, if you have health conditions and stuff like that, like I'm not a doctor, make sure you consult your doctor, and hopefully your doctor is a little bit educated. But most doctors, you should know, most doctors, they don't really know much about nutrition. They don't really study nutrition for very long in medical school. There's just so much confusion out there about what is healthy to eat and what's not healthy to eat. And I'm not saying, like, don't take my word for it. Do your own research, obviously. I'm just throwing ideas out there for you. And personally, in my own experience, like, a high fruit diet, where you're eating lots of fruit, but you're also eating, cooked vegan food, there's not that much of a difference in how I feel, although I do feel best if I'm eating, like, a raw fruit, maybe a little bit of veg or whatever diet. I feel the main difference that I feel is in the morning. Like, when you wake up in the morning and you've only been eating, like, raw foods, lots of fruits, when you wake up in the morning, it's just, like clear. Like, you just wake up and, like, there's no, like, oh, like, you gotta, like, wipe your eyes and kind of, like, you're not really awake for a few minutes and you just want to stay in bed. Like, when you eat a high fruit, raw, vegan diet, you do have that, like, extra, like, electricity just, like, comes on in the morning. Like, it's just like, boom, lights are on, ready to go, feel energized much more quickly than you do if you're eating cooked food. But that's honestly, like, that's the only real difference I notice. Once I'm up and around, I don't really notice a difference. Maybe after, like, a big cooked food meal, you might feel a little bit more, a little heavier, maybe a little sleepy after a cooked food meal versus after a fruit meal, where you feel just a little bit fresher and lighter, although you can definitely feel heavy after a big fruit meal. But that's really the main difference that I notice is in the mornings. But nonetheless, fruit, what kind of food is more natural for humans to eat? And, like, I don't really like to use the word natural because, like, what the hell does that even mean? But if you think about it, we're not really comfortable with just grabbing, like, an animal and just eating it out of nature, like a live animal. Like, we're not carnivores. That's not really our style as humans, most people. And even, like, if you take, potatoes or rice or, like, the vegetables that you normally need to cook, you need to cook them. You can't really just take them out of nature to eat them. So they are healthy. Like, once you cook them, they're good for humans. But when we're talking about, like, what just seems to be the best design, like, look at how this fits in my hand, and look at the color of this. Like, this would be hanging on a tree. It wouldn't have all the spots and stuff, but it'd be this bright mango hanging on a tree, and once it's ripe enough, it'll fall to the ground. Maybe it's on the tree, and you smell it. It looks good. It's easy for us to peel it, and we can just eat it right like that. That is, like, fruit is just, it fits with our design better than any other food on the planet. Fruit is the best, category of food for humans. It just makes the most sense. And that's nothing scientific, although there is science that can support that for sure. But I'm just, like, if you just think about it, what other food is so packaged so, perfectly for humans? Like, fruit is just amazing. Anyways, guys, I think I don't know how long I can record on my iPhone for, but I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Just about finished. Just a few more pieces. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you like the mukbang. It's good fun. Do a few more of these. I think it'd be better if I had Prow with me here. Get Prow beside me. We can talk to each other. See if I can convince Prow to do a mukbang with me. So yeah, eat your fruit. Try a week of fruitarianism. Let me know how it goes. If you want any support, send me a message and I'll give you a hand. And yeah, make those fruit gains. See you guys next video. Thanks for watching.